Hey everyone, welcome to my official review of How to Train Your Dragon 2. I have director, actor, writer, producer, Tim Chismar, my really good friend. But I want to first off, before we talk about anything, or before we even talk about this movie, I want to thank Jose Romero of Romero Movie News, because without him, we wouldn't have been able to see this movie. I was actually going to see it with him. He couldn't make it because of personal issues.
I'm Jose Romero, and it is great to be here today.
Did you want to say something to Jose really quick?
Hey, Jose, I'm looking forward to meeting you one day. My idea.
So, yes, thanks to Romero Movie News, which you please subscribe to. We saw the brand new animated DreamWorks film sequel with the most original sequel title ever, How to Train Your Dragon 3. No. No,
4.
That one's coming. That one's probably going to come after this one. It's probably going to eventually come because, you know, I have to say I really loved the original film from 2010. I know it's based on some sort of children's book that I've never ever seen, and even if I've been to a library or a bookstore, I've never seen it, so I don't know where it's at. Let me know if you've read it and what you thought of it. Is it good, whatever. But, you know, I really enjoyed that movie. I don't think it was the greatest animated film ever made, but I really loved it. I loved the music, I loved the characters, I loved the story, I loved the emotion that it brought to me. And I saw it in 3D, and the 3D was great, and it was like cool flying and stuff like that going on. So I was really excited to see this brand new movie, the sequel to How to Train Your Dragon, since you know what, my first complaint is they should have come up with a better title. I think our audience is that stupid where we can't see the same characters and get a new title. Do we have to have the same title?
3?
I don't know, whatever. It's gonna be like How to Train Your Dragon 5, 6, 7. Like, try and come up with a different title. I would try, make something more creative. Be creative, Paul.
I suggest How to Potty Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, How to Potty Train Your Dragon.
Or is that kind of a crappy title?
Okay, so anyways, this brand new movie takes place about 5 years after the fact. Hiccup and Toothless are still best friends as they bring the world of humans and dragons together, but there's some drama going on. People are found. In the trailer, we find out that Hiccup meets his mother. He hasn't seen his mother in over 20 years, so he's really excited to finally meet her. And then there's some other things that happen throughout the film. Villains happen, more dragons. Tim Chismar, what did you think of How to Train Your Dragon 2?
Well, I gotta tell you that it's split in 2 ways as far as, 2, huh? 2 ways for me. There's, how do I rate it as a kid, and how do I rate it for adults? So for a kid, I would say it's great. It's everything that you want in a movie about flying dragons. I almost called them dinosaurs. Flying dragons. You've got the attacks. You've got the beautiful soaring sights. You've got the world of Avatar showing up. I mean, it had a little sampling of everything that you would really want. I can't imagine anybody leaving saying that wasn't worth it. And it even throws you for a loop-de-loo where I thought I was in the 3rd act. Turns out we had another 3rd act coming.
Yeah, you know? I thought it was going to end. I was like, okay, the movie's wrapping up. And then, no, we continue to go.
Right. And even a little emotional play with some of the stuff that happens there where you're like, what he did? Oh no, how are we going to get around this?
Oh, that has happened? They took that kind of risk?
Yeah. So there's that. Now, even as a kid or an adult, I gotta tell you, 2 of the things I loved about this movie was because they show it on the trailer, I can talk about it, you know, his mother showing up, but it wasn't just his mother. It was like Blue-Face Lord of the Dragons, and the whole. That was some creepy stuff. That was some Lord of the Flies type of stuff when it showed up and was walking around on the dragon and booty, and that was some. I thought that was wonderful. I thought it was really well put together. And the bad guy. Great bad guy, really a great bad guy. He was a bad guy who wasn't afraid to push the element. He wasn't a sympathetic bad guy. Even when he showed some stuff, he to kind of give you an idea why he is the way he is. He's still a jerk, and he's a full-on jerk all the way through. And you got to tip your hat to a real good, solid bad guy who is never putting on the white hat. It's all black hat all the way through. I love that.
But so,
as an adult, there were things I didn't like. You know, call me curmudgeon-y in my old age. Is it necessary that every time we have one of these children's movies, is it important that always the child disobeys the parents, and the parents found out that they should have listened to the kid because the kid knew what they were doing? It's a kid. You're an adult. Can't we have one movie where the parents right when they say don't effing do that? Did you notice that? It seems like every movie the kid's like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, Pa. I'm going off into the wilderness. And then later it's like, oh, it's a good thing he did that. That's not realistic. If you had a kid, you want your kid to take a page out of that book and you'd be like, okay, it's time to go to bed at night. And he's like, you know, screw you, Daddy. I'm going out the window. I'm going to the arcade because something good will happen. You know what I mean? That bothers me as an adult. Am I curmudgeon-y? Is that get off my lawn, kids?
You might be a little bit, but you know, I can see what your issue is. It's definitely a cliche. It's definitely a film cliche.
Right.
But you know, going into this movie, I did have some expectations because I really enjoyed the first one, and you know, I think it met those expectations. It didn't exceed those expectations. I didn't really love this film. I enjoyed it, especially as a kid. But you know, I have to talk as an adult, and as an adult, the story is pretty weak. It's not really the most exciting of stories. I wasn't really emotionally connected to this story at all. I was actually quite bored by the story itself, but thanks to the great music, the Oscar-nominated music by John Powell, he's back writing the great music that he got an Oscar nomination for, the great visuals, the wonderful animation, the great voice work by Jay Baruchel, Gerard Butler, Cate Blanchett, and the rest of the cast, Jonah Hill, and all these other people that are in the film. All that stuff was just, it was mind-blowing. It was just beautiful and creative. I don't say you need to see this in 3D. You don't really have to. The 3D, there were some moments, there was this really great long shot where in this battle sequence, all the battle sequence stuff was great, especially all the stuff that happens near the end. That just was amazing to look at. It was just visually stunning to look at.
You don't think the flying, the flippity flying, you don't think that would be enhanced by 3D?
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
that was the only part. I think it looks like a movie where, like, okay, we put our 3D glasses on, put them on, and we watch the 3D stuff, and then we take them off and we enjoy the story. You know, when they're talking and stuff. We don't need to see that 3D.
I thought you had 3D contacts on.
We did have our 3D. But then you put the glasses on, the glasses back on, and then you see all the exciting stuff that's happening, and then you take them back off and you enjoy the story. But yeah, I like the villain. I don't think he was as memorable for me as it was for you. He was adequate. He was adequate. He looked cool. I like the voice from him, and I don't really say the guy's name, but he's the actor that was in Amistad. He's got a really unique, great name. He's a black actor that's awesome. Been around working in Hollywood since the late 90s. He does a great voice for the...
Why has he got to be a black actor,
well,
Chad?
It's funny that...
Why has he got to be a black actor, Chad?
Because he is a black actor, but he's actually playing a white villain. Like Darth Vader. Interesting. So anyways, but overall, I have to say, it's a really solid, good family movie for the entire family.
What about laughter? Did anything make you laugh?
A few scenes.
I can think of a few scenes that really made me laugh out loud. You know, mostly with the girl and her infatuation with
I think, you know what? I did feel like the humor and that kind of relationship infatuation came off a little forced.
Ah.
For me, it came off a little forced. It was like we had to throw this in there to try and grab some laughs somewhere.
It wasn't forced for me. It was welcomed. I was like, thank goodness.
It worked for you. It was kind of like, okay, we have to have this forced relationship, and I'm not talking about the main relationship with hiccup, but
forced. You want to talk about forced?
What?
The thing that dare I mention, the thing I'm not allowed to mention, that's what I feel was forced. I was like, can't we just
Oh, the spoiler. We're not going to spoil it.
Yeah.
Go see the movie.
That to me was like, why? Why can't we just be...
If I know what you're talking about, I want to mention...
Why?
I felt like that was a cool risk. I like that. It was like kind of, oh, cool. I'm glad they did something like that. If we're talking about the same thing. If we're not, we'll talk about it later in the car.
I'm gonna step off and
yeah, I thought that was a good risk. I like that risk. It was like, cool.
It's not a risk for...
I thought it was a decent risk. It was like, okay, cool, this movie has some balls.
I will never play the game. I will never play the game of Risk with you. Never.
But overall, I have to say, it's not as good as the original film, and but it's visually stunning. It's going to garnish probably an Oscar nomination for Best Animated Film, because I don't know what else has come out this year that's been impressive. I know we have 6 more months of movies, but so far I think this might be the most impressive that I can think of when it comes to animation. There's nothing that comes to mind. I might have seen something that was great in animation, but nothing. I think this might be the first. Pixar has nothing this year.
I was trying to think, because I know they had cars and they had planes. I was like, did they come out with tractors or lawnmowers or something?
This year there's no Pixar movie at all.
What?
There's planes too, but that's not a Pixar movie. That's a Disney movie. There's some Disney movies coming out. One about like a superhero, Big Hero 6 or something. But this is a year where we're not getting any Pixar. There's no Pixar movie at all that I know of. I could be wrong, but I believe there's no Pixar movie that's coming out this year.
There's not a sequel to Up called Down, where an old man ties like some cockroaches to his house and goes under the earth? No?
Nothing.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna
so
write that.
Final thoughts and your rating.
Final thoughts, if you're a kid, you know, you're gonna love it, and that's part of being a kid. They're dumb. No, if you're an adult, you're gonna be like, nah.
They're dumb too.
We only get dumber.
Yeah, we only get dumber.
How do you rate? 4 stars? Is that what you usually do?
I go to 4 stars, but you can do whatever you want. Whatever you want.
I'm gonna say 3, because I really don't think anybody left there like rah 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 rah. You know, how can you be unhappy? It's dragons, it's flights, it's fights, it's I saw people get a little stirry in their seats, but so what? It's a fun cartoon. I say a good 3 to 3.5 curmudgeons.
You should keep that every time you come on. I've got curmudgeons. Like that would be your thing. Like I've 3 out of 4 curmudgeons.
I've kicked 3 out of 4 kids off my lawn.
Yeah, visually great, visually perfect, visually stunning. It's got all those great things going for it. DreamWorks, they're at the top of their game with this. The characters are really somewhat interesting. You like the villain. I thought the villain was okay. But it was the overall story that really didn't take me emotional. And I wanted to be emotional when he meets his mother, and maybe there's a possibility that a family will come out of this. Woo!
You know what, Chad, and as a movie guy, I think you'll appreciate this. I just got hit with inspiration.
Yeah.
You know what I think you didn't like about it, and something that I picked up? It had a linear storytelling. It had no cutaways to other scenes going on. There was no something was happening and then let's check in on the bad guys, unless the good guys were coming in next.
It was one of that one story. It was just really that one story.
There was no cutaways except for like a flashback tale of something that happened.
Yeah.
But in the actual story, whereas other movies would be like, let's check out what's happening with the donkey, they didn't have that.
Yeah, it's pretty much a straight story. I guess I would have liked more to be more deep and more profound, because I expect this, because I think the first one really strived to do that. But in the end, solid, good family movie that you can actually take your own family to see, your whole family to see.
I don't have a family.
I know, but if you did, you could. I mean, I just saw Earth to Echo, and I wouldn't take anybody to see that movie. But this movie, I would round up all the kids in my life, my nieces and my nephews, and we would all go see How to Train Your Dragon 2. And for that, I'm going to give the film a solid 3 stars out of 4. All right, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to Romero Movie News. Again, we would not be here making this video here right now. No. Jose Romero, Romero Movie News, really good friend, loves film, breathes film, eats film. Please subscribe to his channel. Please check out my friend Tim Chismar. He is making a movie right now called Naked Alien Massacre, which is probably the first. You gotta make a first one first.
All right, okay.
So he's making the first one, and you can check it out right now. I'm gonna put in the description box below his Kickstarter. Check it out. If you like what you see, please donate. And we're planning on shooting the movie this fall.
September. We're shooting in September. Yeah.
So that's what you're doing. Anything else you're doing right now you want to mention?
I have a book deal, so look for me to have a book coming out. Yay! It's called Soul Trader. So many months from now, look for my book.
I'll put some stuff in the description box below about him, and you can follow him wherever he's at, his YouTube, his Twitter, and stuff like that. I am MovieManCHAD. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter and I'm on Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. Also go to Long Beach Acting and Film Association right here on Facebook and Twitter. Please also go to MoviePilot.com And if you enjoyed this video review, please click right here, subscribe to my channel.
I want to review Mulan. Can I review Mulan right now? Is that okay?
I don't have a VCR right now.
The thing about Mulan is what? No?
Mulan's a good movie, 1998, good stuff. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you, Tim, for coming with me along with this movie. Again, thank you, Jose Romero from Romero Movie News. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, a great night, and a wonderful life. And I'll see you at my next review. And if you liked having Tim on my review channel right now, reviewing movies with me, let me know in the comment box below. Give us some positive feedback, hopefully. Any negative feedback is welcome as well, but positive is great. And we'd love to maybe have Tim come back to the channel. I would love for it. Hopefully you would too. Thanks so much, and peace be with you, my friends. Bye, everyone. Say goodbye, Tim. No, we're not reviewing Milan. We gotta go, man. They're gonna kick us out of here. The parking sucks.